Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of the Realise Mindfulness podcast. And today we explore befriending our busy mind. We've begun our journey into mindfulness meditation by spending some time grounding, arriving, and establishing anchors for our practice. This was our focus in episode 1. And then in episode 2, we explored coming back to our senses. Moving on to resting, coming home to our breath and our body in episode 3. And all these practices invite us to step into a particular mode of mind. That is, being mode of mind. And no doubt, as we've explored being mode through our practices together, you've begun to be quite aware of our more habitual human mode of mind, sometimes called the default mode, our doing tendency towards planning, problem solving, daydreaming, rumination. And of course, there's nothing wrong with this. This is simply what our minds do, but becoming mindfully aware of it can help us be more intentional about where we spend our attention. Now, our busy mind is sometimes referred to as the monkey mind, and it has a tendency to want to scamper off, looking for bananas and fending off imaginary foes. And as we begin to sit in stillness in meditation, we often become painfully aware of this unruly monkey mind. It can be helpful to remind ourselves at this point that in mindfulness, we're not trying to achieve anything in particular. We're not trying to still the mind or turn off thinking. And anyone who's tried meditation will know that good luck with that, turning off thinking. Our brains are designed to think. So rather, in meditation, in mindfulness practice in particular, we're intending simply to notice where our attention is and notice when the mind has wandered and bring it back kindly and firmly to our intended focus of attention as many times as need be during an extended meditation period. That will be many, many, many times. That may sound simple, simply bringing the attention back. But as Jon Kabat-Zinn, developer of the MBSR program, acknowledged, mindfulness may be simple, but it's not always easy. So with that in mind, there's an invitation to be with ourselves with great kindness and patience as we observe the antics of the monkey mind and bring our attention back again and again, as many times as we need to. In fact, there's an invitation to really befriend our monkey mind. This sense is captured beautifully in a poem by Kaveri Patel. It's called Thanking a Monkey. There's a monkey in my mind swinging on a trapeze, reaching back to the past or leaning into the future, never standing still. Sometimes I want to kill that monkey, shoot it square between the eyes so I won't have to think anymore or feel the pain of worry. But today I thanked her and she jumped straight into my lap, trapeze still swinging as we sat still. So in today's episode, our practice will be a 20-minute sitting practice. And we'll begin in the familiar territory of arriving in the body and the breath, before resting attention in the realms of sound and thought. And as we do this, we may notice the natural tendency of all phenomena be it sensations, sounds, thoughts or emotions, to arise, stay around for a while, and in their own time pass by. And being with the changing landscape of our experience in this way. And if you'd like to continue developing your practice beyond this episode, then next time we'll be exploring reactivity and the ways that we can work with this mindfully and compassionately. And an invitation between now and the next time you listen. You may like to make this sitting meditation a daily practice and a complement to bringing informal, mindful and kind awareness to the moments of your day. And in this way, we begin to thread mindfulness through the very fabric of our lives. This is a sitting practice, and it will last for around 20 minutes. So settling into a comfortable sitting position, maybe on a straight back chair, or perhaps a meditation stool or a cushion. And if you're sitting on a chair, coming away from the back of the chair a little, if that's comfortable, so the spine can be straight, but not stiff. Shoulders can be relaxed, the chest opening, the head balanced, and maybe the chin tucked slightly in. Sitting with a sense of wakefulness, allowing the body to be steady, to become still. And if you'd like to, consciously setting an intention for this practice. Perhaps an intention to be present to your experience and to be kind to yourself. So when you're ready, bringing awareness to physical sensations. Perhaps focusing attention on sensations in the feet and the legs. Maybe the hands. Exploring the details of these sensations. Tuning into them. Being with them. Connecting with these parts of the body in order to feel supported. And at a certain point, if that's okay for you, bringing awareness to the breath, wherever you experience it most vividly, most clearly. Perhaps at the nostrils, or in the throat. Maybe the chest, or right down in the belly. And there's no need to control the breath in any way. Simply letting the body breathe naturally. Tuning in to the full duration of the in-breath and the full duration of the out-breath. And the sensations may be very subtle, so moving in close and bringing interest to the details, savouring the breath. Enjoying the breath. Appreciating the breath. And whenever you notice that your mind has wandered away from the breath, just becoming aware of this, simply noticing where the mind's gone to, and then very gently bringing it back. However many times the mind wanders, the breath is always here to return to. An anchor to bring us back to the present moment. Each in-breath a new beginning. Each out-breath a letting go and a letting be. So, in touch with this breath coming in, and in touch with this breath going out. And then, at a certain point, expanding the field of awareness to include your seat, contact between skin and clothing, and opening to sensations from the body as a whole. Perhaps having a sense of the space that the body takes up, and the movements of the body as it breathes. And maybe checking in with your posture, making any small adjustments that may be necessary. And tuning into sensations. Some sensations may be obvious, and some more subtle. Some sensations may be pleasant, and others unpleasant. Being with the body. Inhabiting the body. Appreciating the body. Being with whatever's here. Right here. Right now. As best you can. And knowing that there's no need to chase away unpleasant sensations, or hold on to the pleasant ones. Simply noticing how sensations arise. Stay around for a while, and then change or fade. And when you notice that thinking is here, just recognizing that and gently coming back to direct experience. And you may notice feelings of intensity or discomfort. And if you do, there are options to choose between. You may choose to adjust your posture, to try to relieve the intensity. And if you choose to do this, bringing awareness to the movement, so that it's part of the practice and not a break from it. Another option, always to be done with kindness and gentleness, is to bring a sense of allowing to these feelings, letting them be here, perhaps even moving in and feeling them more fully, and seeing if it's possible to bring a sense of softening and opening to what is here. And when the intensity stops pulling for your attention, or if it feels too much, bringing awareness back to a sense of the body as a whole. Tuning in to whatever's arising in the body. This anchor for our attention. This anchor to the present moment. As best you can, being with the body as it sits here. And then, when you're ready, maintaining a connection with the body and letting it be in the background now, and bringing awareness to hearing. There's no need to go out hunting for sounds, just receiving them as they arise. Sounds from outside the room, sounds from inside the room, from inside the ears, quiet sounds and loud sounds, letting them come and go, opening to them, and becoming aware of the gaps between sounds. And noticing how the mind has a tendency to label sounds. To decide if it likes them or not. And seeing if it's possible sometimes just to hear the sounds without thinking about them or reacting to them. Allowing them to be just as they are. Sitting in stillness. being with hearing, being with sounds, and now letting sounds fade, maintaining awareness of the body and turning attention to thinking itself, seeing if it's possible to bring a gentle awareness to thinking, noticing thoughts as they arise. Stay around for a while and then fade. And as best you can, sitting and observing thoughts as thoughts. And when you notice that you've been caught up in the thinking, lost in thought, just acknowledging that and coming back to this moment. Seeing thoughts as mental events and holding them in awareness as best you can. And some thoughts may come with an emotional charge. When this happens, seeing if it's possible to hold the thoughts and feelings in gentle and kind awareness. Perhaps using the breath and the body as an anchor to steady the mind. And as best you can, watching the thoughts and feelings as they arise. Stay around for a while and in their own time fade. There's no need to judge the thoughts, to interfere with them or add to them. Just allowing them to be as they are, to arise and to pass. And for the last few minutes of the practice, bringing awareness back to the breath, moving in close, aware of the full duration of the in-breath and the full duration of the out-breath. And remembering that the breath is always here, always available as an anchor to bring us back to the present moment. Always available to steady us when we feel off balance and under pressure. To come back to a sense of ourselves, just as we are.